What's going on, guys? Welcome to That Movie Guy. My name is Matt, and since it is a new year, I wanted to introduce something new to the channel, which is going to be me giving you guys my predictions on what the top 5 box office earners will be for each and every week. Now, this is going to be for January 5th, which the new movie coming out is Insidious. It's the only one that's a wide release. You had Molly's Game, but that's technically not wide release because it didn't come out to my theater and a bunch of other theaters that are around me, unfortunately, because I do want to see that, and that would have had an impact onto what I think the top 5 is going to be. Now, before I go into it, I will say these will be uploaded every Friday at noon. The reason why it's not being uploaded at noon today is because I just, I thought about doing this last second. I wanted to record it yesterday, and I just didn't have time, and I didn't get up early enough to where I can record it, edit it, and upload it, so it's ready for you guys at noon. Now, I'm going to also have a video that's going to be saying the actual results of the video probably on Monday, because that's when the official numbers are out for what it actually earned. Sunday is the projected numbers, and that's usually right on the dollar. But, I want to give you guys the official numbers, because you never know. That could legit change number 1 and number 2, or 2 and 3. You never know. So I want to, have the best, result to compare today and Monday. So it will be uploaded Monday, but it's probably going to be around 4 o'clock is my prediction for when you're going to see these uploaded, Eastern Standard Time, of course. That way I can edit, upload, all that good jazz. Starting at number 5 is Pitch Perfect 3. Now, the reason why I have Pitch Perfect 3 at number 5 is because the word of mouth isn't really that great for the movie. Plus, I feel like anybody who's going to go see it already saw it on opening weekend and maybe the second weekend. So you might have little scraps, of people who haven't seen the movie going to see it its third weekend. But that's very unlikely because you do have a movie that is in its target audience coming out this weekend, opening up. And I do think Insidious will take a bite out of it. Now, how much? We'll find out a little bit later. So I'm going to say Pitch Perfect will be number 5 with $8 million on its third weekend. Number 4 is going to be The Greatest Showman. Now, The Greatest Showman is something that has really, intrigued me in a sense, because it feels like, at least at the theater that I go to, it didn't do real great its first couple days, but then that number started growing. Every freaking weekend, it's been selling out. And maybe that's my area only. That's happened with some other movies. But I feel like this is a movie that has strong legs and will just continue to go. And I think it's actually going to be in the top 5 for quite a while, longer than what most would expect. So I'm going to say The Greatest Showman is going to be number 4 with $12 million. I think that's a good number for it in its third weekend. Yeah, it's been out for 3 weekends. This will be weekend number 3, which is kind of crazy because it feels like only 2, but 3. So I'm going to say $12 million for The Greatest Showman, which will be my number 4. My number 3 is going to be Insidious: The Last Key. And the reason why I have this at number 3 is because the word of mouth isn't that good as well. Yeah, it's a known property, and it's going to make some money, but I don't think it's going to do great business. I think it's just going to be ahead of The Greatest Showman, but the word of mouth is not good for this movie. There's a lot of people who came out of the screening when I was at the theater, and they were all saying, yeah, we laughed in the movie theater. This is not a good movie. I didn't like it, yada, yada, yada. The CGI wasn't good. This is like an action movie towards the end. So I'm going to say Insidious: The Last Key will be at number 3. It will make its money back easy just like that. And I'm going to say it's going to make $17 million on its opening weekend. My number 2 and number 1, this is very interesting because these could flip-flop easily because they were pretty close last weekend. But my number 2 will be Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. This is a movie that is doing a little bit better than I thought it would. I think it's going to have a good weekend for this weekend, but it's not going to beat out my number 1. You have the power of The Rock in there. You have Jack Black, who was fantastic in the movie. And it's a fun movie, and families will go out and see it. But I do think you got School, and you also got Paddington 2 coming out next week, so families might want to save to go see Paddington 2, and maybe some other movies coming out the following week. Plus, you got Black Panther. So I do think Jumanji, it will take a little bit of a dive, but I do think it'll be number 2. And I'm going to say it's actually going to make $23 million on this weekend. So that leaves my number 1, and that will be Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It will be the number 1, and I do think this is going to be the final week that it is number 1. There's some negativity going towards this film, surprisingly. I'm going to say The Last Jedi makes $29 million. I do think more people are going out for repeat viewings, especially people who love this film. And I do think there's some people who haven't seen it because obviously theaters are packed for the first couple weeks, they think. So we'll just wait and go see it the, fourth or fifth weekend it comes out. So it's going to have the number one spot. And I do think this will be the final week. It's going to make $29 million. I'm going to say 29. That's my final number. So the recap on everything. Number one will be Star Wars Last Jedi with $29 million. Number two will be Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle with $23 million. Number three will be Insidious The Last Key with 18. I could be getting my numbers off, but I'm going to say 18 for that. Number four is going to be The Greatest Showman with 12 million. And five will be Pitch Perfect 3 with 8 million. And I think Molly's Game will just hang outside and be number 6. So there's my predictions. What do you guys think? What's your top 5? Am I wrong? Am I right? List those down below. Let me know. If you're new, subscribe here for new content every single week. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, and I'll see you next time.